Not one bit.
No, because not. Of course not.
You look so happy.
It's just you gotta love Facebook. Not really, but sometimes it's fun. Other times it's not. When I
Hey,
find,
Adam, you have found a use for Facebook.
yeah, I have.
Yeah, I'm astonished. I thought this thing is useless. And you found something.
99.99% of the time, it is fucking useless. Sometimes you'll find some funny shit, and I always am finding stuff with the wiener dogs and stuff. So it's like, all right, and I save it. One time I was on Frank's channel, the dog Frank, and I just started playing a bunch of the videos, and Chef pops up in the comments, and she's like, "What am I watching?" And I'm like, "Well, you are on Frank's channel," and she got a big laugh out of it. I was just playing a bunch of those videos that they have where they're doing all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I was just bored, so I just went on here to do something real quick, and just testing out shit and learning more and more about this damn StreamYards, because it looks like we'll be using that more and more. So. Jesse's got the hookup where he can have more than 6 people, so that's always fun when you join his streams, because you get what is it, 9 or 10 now, Jess?
I think 10.
10.
Yeah. No, but Jess, here, Adam, we are going to when we take over, we are going to change the name anyway, in the proper German variation. Okay, it is called Strömungsgrund. That is you can learn the name now if you like to, because that is going to be the name of this stupid StreamYards whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
The whole StreamYards thing, it was too confusing the way they do the 20 hours, because they don't do it like from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. So It's just like, this is too fucking annoying. I bought it, but then it turns out it has good features if you buy it.
Yeah, I did see that, because I was dicking around with it, and I'm like, I don't stream enough that it matters for me. Like you're always streaming, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. So if you're actually doing something, you can change the backgrounds and change everything and do a bunch of different stuff. So I was like, okay, and it's not that it's overly expensive, but for me, I was just like, I don't stream enough to need it. Plus, I've got 5 channels,
I'm about to cancel
one that I help run, so. Yeah, I was like, I'm never going to run out of StreamYards.
The problem is that you have too many monthly subscriptions to small things.
Yep.
Like Netflix.
I am a completely honest guy with real principles, which is why I never pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It goes against my principles, which say never paying for anything.
Hey, I miss the old, the Hangouts, because that was the Google Hangouts was easy, and then pre my computer getting fucked up, I could do the stuff on Discord, and I had no issues with it. And then after they fixed the computer and gave it back to me, I've had all kinds of issues where OBS doesn't work. So I'm like, all right, I'm stuck with StreamYards. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it through StreamYards. And like I said, I don't do enough videos, let alone on my channel or Frank's channel, the Wiener Dog channel, or the other 2 channels I have. It's like very few and far where I'll actually do shit, because I'm usually just jumping on like your stream, Jesse, or, Movie Scotty's. I'll jump on his and shoot the shit. Same thing with Digital Pollution. Every Wednesday, jump on there, shoot the shit. So it's like I don't necessarily have to stream, but it is fun. Like today, that was great. We started with Jesse, jump over to Chef's, jump over here. Eventually, we'll jump over to Exiled. So it's like, hey, fuck it, whatever. I'll burn a couple hours because I've got them, more than enough to burn. So. But that's the shit. It's like, all right, still can have fun and do what they don't want us to do, which is have fun.
Yeah, I have here a question. Didn't you get a little bit suspicious when you recognized that things started to turn backwards? This Hangouts thing is a good example. There was something that worked, and was good and was for free and whatsoever. And so they dialed it back. And I recognized this thing even before that with Dailymotion back then, because I'm a YouTuber since 2007. I'm not a newbie or something like that. And before I was a YouTuber in 2007, I first was a Dailymotioner. My Dailymotion channel is even older than my YouTube channel. So, and back then Dailymotion was even better than YouTube, but they dialed everything back on Dailymotion. They took out things you could do before that. Now I cannot even change my picture.
Oh wow.
yeah, it's so far with Dailymotion, and that's the thing. And if you see this, it's something gets invented and it gets dialed back. Instead of that we get the future like in Star Trek, we are put back into the Middle Ages or medieval times or whatever.
I mean, it is easy to use. I will give them dibs on that. I mean, they did make this where, you know, once you link your account, it's really easy to use StreamTards. You know, like you were saying, Jesse, and I've played with it where, you know, to see what you could do if you upgrade. But I was just like, yeah, I don't do enough live streams to worry about that and have 10 people. It is pretty badass, though, the stuff that you can do and change the background and get rid of the duck and so on and so forth. But for me, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to stick with the free version. I'm a cheapskate and I don't feel like paying for it.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you have to pay. You have to do like what over 20 hours a month to, you know, to even be worth your while to get the premium, or you have to have a frequent amount of people all the time to say, well, sometimes I run out of space, so I need to have more people, which would be another thing to do. Or you say, you know what? I don't care for YouTube. I don't care for Twitch. I don't care for any of the other things, but I do want to go here. So you have to set up a custom RTMP, which would be another reason to get a premium.
Yeah. Well, it's like I know when Jesse did it, it was cool because you could have the 10 people or, you know, the 9 yourself and 9 others. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. You could change the background and, you know, do a little bit more than what I can do. But I was like, I don't stream enough that it matters. And like if I ran out on this account, then I've got the Wiener Dog account. And if I ran out on that, I've got the Madhouse account. And then, you know, I'm part of Exiled, so I can always do one on there. The only reason we're not on Exiled is because Frank actually has a stream for later. So I was like, okay, cool. I won't set up a stream then. Because if he'd have been like, yeah, run with it, I would have just ran on Exiled, you know, be like, all right, here, I'll fire it up and everybody can jump in when they get in and whatever. But so he is planning on doing a stream at least. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just launch one off of mine. And like I was saying, it was kind of fun because we all started with Jesse, you know, jumped on with Chef. Now we're here and then eventually to Exiled. So, hey, we're all having fun. We're doing what the establishment hates, having fun.
How do you call it?
4-day YouTube.
Speaking of fun, I got something for you right here.
Yep, there you are. Got you, brother.
All right, everybody just look at this picture. What the fuck happened to Metallica? First off, Kirk Hammett. Kirk Hammett looks like...
He looks like Bruce Jenner. He looks like Bruce Jenner.
What happened? Like he didn't get fat, but he's like way too skinny or something. I don't know.
Lars looks like Murdoch from the A-Team.
He totally does. He's like Murdoch and Phil Collins had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it turned out shorter than any of them.
Hey,
I don't know who this guy is.
Lately on Old 8 or something like that.
Kurt, you know, what's his name? James Hetfield looks like he's gonna sell me a timeshare.
Oh yeah, I know. James Hetfield looks like he's running a carpentry company, building houses. And like he's hanging out with the guys he used to hang out with at the bar, and they're all changed, and they're all like, you know, he's just like, I want to go home.
This is a HGTV show waiting to happen right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's a Puerto Rican. Oh yeah, because the other guy, the bassist, what's his name?
What's his name?
He wanted to do stuff on his own, and James had a pissy fit.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Oh, the bassist. What's his name? Like I could never remember any of the Metallica bassists ever.
Well, Metallica had one good song, at least.
Why
They
does?
have a couple.
How come Jason Newsted ended up turning out like Danny Trejo? Like, how did that happen? That's like some How I Met Your Mother shit.
Right?
Ugh.
Yep.
Can we
I don't
deport
know.
him?
I don't know. You think Lars dresses himself?
No.
Gosh, he really does look like he's Murdoch from the A-Team.
I will say though, I'm surprised that after however many years, Kirk Hammett has never gotten a tattoo.
Yeah. Unless they're in places that we can't see.
True, which I don't want.
I used to think that Alex Van Halen didn't look manly enough, but I'm sorry, Alex, wherever you are.
Well,
I mean, you saw that 1979 Van Halen album you unfolded. He's like, "What's with this kid in suspenders playing drums?" He's all right drummer. I mean, you know, he's a good drummer.
Oh, Van Halen, huh? Are they
No,
still together? Are they still making music, Van Halen? I don't know.
no, they're swimming in pools of cash.
mm-hmm. Getting those residual checks and shit.
Yeah, and they'll come out and do a corporate show every now and then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I remember when David Lee Roth thanks us. You know, it's like they got done playing their show. They came back through the arena. Just they're going back to their dressing room or their green room, and David Lee Roth just waves his hand out of about 50 to 100 guys wearing black shirts and cargo shorts. Like, hey, thank you guys very much. You guys did a great job. Appreciate it. It's like, well, that's nice. Thank you, David Lee Roth. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're very welcome, sir.
Yeah.
And because he remembers the days of the early '90s when we didn't have all this nice, new, cool stuff that made our jobs a lot easier. It was a lot of hard work and sweat, and and hours of troubleshooting if you had messed up gear.
Fucking budgets, bro. Budgets.
Yeah.
Living in a budget. Planning your trips. Planning your gigs, even.
Oh yeah, and it was like a long time to set stuff up.
Well, yeah, because you didn't have computers and shit. You had to, make the phone calls, get the arrangements, get the hotel rooms, all that shit.
You had to make sure that you had the motors to rig the PA systems, or have the scaffolding to build to put the PA on. If you didn't have that, there's a lot that went into stuff back then, and now it's things a lot more streamlined. Things take a lot less electricity to do because of LEDs, and now we know a thing or two about voltage. Things run on 208 a lot better than they do 120, and so it just we've learned a lot. We've come a long way in the last 30 years, or well, 30 plus, but 30 years of like that kind of rock and roll.
Yeah, and now we are dialing back, as usual.
Oh yeah, now we're dialing back.
Yeah. With every new invention, I think they keep it under the table or something like that.
I do, and I'm not going to talk much about it, which has to be delayed for another week because I don't want to half-ass it.
Yeah.
This job came along and a couple other things came along, so that's going to be worked on next weekend. So, but it's certainly going to be a good thing, especially if people are going to have a lot less attendance and want to do stuff in smaller venues because people are wusses, or county officials are wusses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either
Your
way,
own- as I call them all the time, your owners, because they own our asses whether you like it or not.
either way, it's going to be loud as all get out. I mean, shouldn't that be the other way around? Shouldn't we own them? But
Yeah, I mean, we pay for them to imprison us.
we voted for it. We gave
Sounds
it.
Hey, you mean we are still paying?
Oh yeah,
It's not that we paid one time and then that's it. No, we still paying.
hmm hell yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, this whole time, those of us that aren't getting paid, you know who is? They sure as hell ain't missed a dime, because if they did, they'd be freaking the fuck out like everybody else.
Yeah, the next elections, I'm really curious how they would go out for all these governors here in your countries who are still with this lockdown shit. I hope you vote them all out. I hope.
Yeah, we hope so too.
Well, I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm an end game kind of guy, and it's like, well, let's see what the end game is of this. I don't see it ever being pretty. Fed and I mentioned that with you, Brian. Fuck, even with Jesse. You know, the world's never going to be the same. It doesn't seem like. And here we are 6 months later, and not too far off. I mean, we still got some normacy, but not an overabundance. And you know, one of the thoughts I had was, depending on what this horse shit is, they're going to try to make everything seem normal as long as possible till they can no longer do that. And we're kind of getting on that cusp of not being able to do that. We've got, schools are going to open. Okay, now schools aren't going to open. Oh, wait, now they are going to open. Okay, make up your mind. And I think a lot of that has to do with the budget. If they don't use that school money that they've budgeted, they're not going to get more. So, of course, they're going to open the schools. You know,
Yeah, but here in Germany, schools are open and masks are mandatory for the kids in the classroom. And the whole time, they aren't allowed to put it down, not even to eat or drink. Also, not in the breaks.
see, here in the U.S., my issue with the schooling was because the way that they built schools over the years, you know, back in the day, back in my era, you had smaller size classrooms and all that kind of shit. Then we've changed schools to be these universities where they could fit as many kids in per class, per period, you know, and they changed. Like when I went to school, we didn't have this every other day shit where your classes changed every other day. You had your 2 grading periods, and you had the same classes those 2 grading periods. And then when that section was done, you went to the 3rd and the 4th grading period, then your school year was over. And your 3rd and 4th grading period, you had different classes than your first 2 grading periods. Now, granted, you still had 6 classes a day, but they were the same 6 classes throughout the whole week. And then they implemented this shit where every other day was a different class with, you know, and I never understood it. It just seemed like a whole lot to be cramming into a kid's head, especially say one that isn't keeping up, you know, and I never understood the push of doing that. And now it's like you were saying though, Cub, it's like now we're going back where they're wanting less kids in the classroom. And that's just here in the US. I know like Australia,
Adam, I talked to the son of my friend here, where I was on birthday today, 17, and I asked him about the school, and he told us, me and his father, they have to wear a mask during the school time and also during the breaks. They are even not allowed to put the mask down to eat or drink, which is kind of crazy. They can eat and drink if they leave the school yard. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Oh, that's insane, dude. I mean, even here, like if you have to wear a mask to go in a restaurant and order your food, when you sit down, you can take it off and eat. So for them to sit there and say that during lunch, you kids can't sit down and eat lunch, you got to keep your mask on. That's a new bit of stupidity.
Yes, and this time it's not a video on YouTube or some article I've read. This is what the son of my friend told me yesterday.
fuck are you supposed to eat with a mask on?
Yeah.
So this is not a rumor. So
Yeah, I don't know, Jesse. That's a good question. How the fuck do you eat with a mask on?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the thing is, there is a bakery on the other street side of the school where they go and eat, but they aren't allowed to put the mask down, not even in the breaks. This is a kind of if somebody would tell me that, I wouldn't believe him.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, because it's like, how the hell are you going to eat or drink? You know, you got to take the mask down and take a drink, whatever. I mean, I'm amazed they'd even allow water fountains, to be honest. I'm amazed you wouldn't have to just have, like, carry your own bottled water in and shit, or, you know, stuff out of a vending machine, drink-wise. Because, you know, I mean, we've always had water fountains. But I don't know of any place to have them now.
The only place where they can put down the mask secretly, kind of, is when they go to the toilet.
That's pretty freaking crazy. Now, Jesse, your son's not back in school yet, right?
Nope. And they're planning on doing some weird thing where they're not on a full schedule. Like, that makes sense. That's smart. Great. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse's one of the only people
my
I
main
know
concern
with
is, I don't. When I go and drop my son off at that school, if I see any Black Lives Matter or anything, I'm gonna raise a fucking shit fit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Well,
did you hear from the two kids that died here because of the masks here? What was in the news? Did you hear from that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, they died in the schools where they were, because they couldn't breathe anymore or something like that. And I thought latest now, people or parents should say no. We don't go with this craziness anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I see, and like when your kid goes to school, of course, I'm going to ask you more, Jesse, because you're one of the only people I know with kids. But it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say, what they're doing. But I see more and more people that are wanting to homeschool, and not that that's a good thing, because there are some dumbass motherfuckers that should not be teaching their kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I can
again, there's some dumbass motherfuckers at the school that shouldn't be teaching.
It's
kids.
Tebow time,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Hello, DJ D.
Hi, DJ D.
Hello there, indeed. Tebow time, yeah. You know that, man. Oh, boy. That's a fine example of homeschooling right there. In some instances, it does work out well. They're actually goddamn geniuses, but in some cases, Tebow time. So it runs the gamut.
Oh, it does, man. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, throughout the state that I know here that are like, you know, they're not wanting to send their kids back no matter what. There's other ones that are just like, get these fucking kids out of here. I'm like, well, you're the one that made them. So that's kind of on you. But, you know, again, I think a lot of the push to open schools is if they don't have schools, they can't ask for money for a school budget, you know?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean,
and they have to ask for that around right now, because typically it's at the end of the year they try to bump up the school budget for the next year.
But why open on a half schedule?
Yeah.
Because they just then have half of the risk to get infected with this coronavirus, which makes your lifespan down to 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously though, like if you go to school every other day, how's that any less? If there was a virus that was contagious, which there isn't, but let's say that there actually was, and people did get sick from a virus that existed, like if you went to a place every other day as opposed to other day, you're still going to catch it.
Oh, exactly.
So what the fuck?
Exactly.
And by the way, till now, no kid died on coronavirus, but already 2 kids died on the mess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Corona.
Yeah, the percentage is very, very low, below the age of 17. It's ugly.
Yes.
But talking about 2 in a state for the entire year for some places, large states also. Yep.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because I can guarantee you the GPAs are going to fucking drop no matter what they do. As we've all heard in the news, they're all talking about, oh, kids are depressed. Well, they're fucking kids. They don't know what depression is.
The way I see it with these schools is if they don't open, if they want to do their distance learning, they're going to either lose funding on the front end or the back end, because if the GPA drops, and DJD knows this, here in Florida
especially in Florida,
we have a grading system. School. Yeah, we have a grading system for the schools, and if the schools don't do well enough, they get closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And so they either going to lose their funding on the front end or the back end. And so if they don't want to open up, then sure, give the money back to the taxpayers. And if they cry about it and do
we know that one's not going to happen. We're not getting our money back.
I know.
I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. Of course, the schools will reopen, but under private membership or something like that. A big company is jumping in, and that is going to get the privatizing of the schools.
Well, we already have private schools here.
Yeah, they got voucher systems in some states.
Yeah. I mean, we have private schools that are both religious and secular.
Yeah, but now we think we are also going to get schools that really are funded by companies.
So do you think they'll get the big funding for, like, they have privatized prisons? You think you'll see more schools like that versus versus the smaller religious schools, or like they do with the prisons?
Could be.
Or, that might be something.
It's education. They're not really that coordinated.
No, they're not. But it would be a way to get rid of the unions, and then do a workaround it, because even the Democrats, the elected Democrats, even they if they can screw the union for a couple of bucks, they will.
Oh yeah.
If the right person lines their pocket, they're not going to care whether or not a long-time donor, whether someone's a long-time donor or not. If they don't have the money to pony up versus another lobbyist, they're going to cut them loose. That's just how it goes.
Aren't the unions already in the pocket of the industry, like here in Germany?
It's different.
Here in Germany, I can tell you, our unions.
In some cases, it's the other way around.
Our unions don't make deals something like, oh, our workers should get more money. They make deals like, please, our workers have now to accept less money. That are the kind of deals that are made here in Germany from the unions. So I thought maybe it's in the US the same.
We don't have very many unions left.
Yeah. The unions that actually did work and mattered, the ones that have become obsolete are gone, and then some of them consolidated into super unions that are kind of running the industry and shows in some areas.
Yeah, the problems with unions is that they're always way too buddy with the corporation, so it turns out to just be paying for nothing.
Yeah, it's
corporate insurance at this point.
It's a dog and pony show. It's an illusion of getting things.
It's an illusion of representation, like
pretty much
representative democracy we already have. We have not a democracy, we have a representative democracy, which means we don't elect the people, the leaders, we elect people who elect the leaders.
The economic principle in which they were built on is not being used properly anymore, and that's the problem with unions currently.
No, what we need is direct democracy, not this representative shit.
Well, that's the thing with unions. It's supposed to be direct. Very much the economic principles, everyone gets laid. In effect, is the short form acronym for the thing. And in effect, everyone gets a piece of the pie. No one gets the hot, sexy blonde. If you've seen that movie, that's pretty much the short version of it. So everyone gets some.
What movie?
But
A Beautiful Mind?
now it's not like that anymore, unfortunately.
Are you talking about A Beautiful Mind?
Pay your union dues or get fucked, and that's the problem.
Yes, Beautiful
Yeah.
Mind. That's true. The Ron Howard, one of the decent Ron Howard movies.
Like here we have a teachers union, and they're in the right to work state, they're for the most part useless. Almost any union is. I mean
Hey,
I mean
I agree. If you leave out most part, then I agree with the sentence. They
Right.
are useless.
well I mean here
Well, the
you know,
pilot union's effective and the flight unions are effective in Florida.
There are elite
Yeah.
About it.
unions. The unions for the elite, of course, is not the elite has their own. They know exactly how to get their rights. Pilots are not normal people or something like that.
no, if it's a skill not everyone has. Like I mean it's a hard skill to come by. And it's a demand for people of that skill that certainly puts someone's life at risk. A pilot is one of them. I can certainly see, and we all see the benefit of there being a union for that.
Yes, I agree on that. But the problem is the pilot union is separated from the union, for example, for the people who work on planes in general.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, because that's a machinist union right there.
Yes, and the thing is, the people who work on planes are the union of them is a really shitty one. It sucks. It sucks dick. I can tell you, and so it always comes off. The pilots pilots make always great deals, and also they go on strike and things like that. But the small people who work at here with planes here, the service people and here the small guy, they got constantly fucked over. So that's the reason why they hate, for example, they hate kind of each other, even if they work in the same thing. So I'm not really a fan of this kind of separation.
So you're saying that the machinists and mechanics that work on the plane should be in the same union as the pilots.
Yes, why not?
Okay.
Because and also no, I think also the people, the stewardesses or whatsoever, the small people and the big people, because the pilots, they make always great deals for them. So it's really kind of an elite. It's like with the doctors and the nurses and so on. You have this elite group that makes great deals for themselves, and the people who are really hard work with them together. They're dependent on them normally, but they get fucked, and this can't be right.
Most unions have done that, though. You pay your union dues, and then the one time you need the union to step up, it's always some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had
that is accurate.
Steady issues. The concept and the idea was a great idea, but then it's the same problem we have with everything. The rich kept getting rich, and the rest of us got fucked. And we did have a lot of things turn in America when we started losing the important unions. Your carpenters union, elevator union. Actual people that did real fucking work, that built shit, real men.
Oh yeah.
When things were built.
Not the same getting in an elevator now versus before. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it has been a downward spiral without a doubt. And, I mean, nowadays especially, though, we can't even get our government to take care of an illegal issue. So, when it comes to them stepping in on unions or pay or rightful pay or equal pay, this shit ain't never going to change,
Good luck on that hazard pay from everything from this year.
Yeah, no shit. Hey,
Yep.
I want
People
to.
are still working on that.
I want a free year from my fucking passport since I've been able to use it all year. Fucking assholes.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck getting it. In some states, good luck getting a passport or a marriage license. That's the old fun fucking thing that happened in Oregon. I think Washington's going to do the same thing. No marriage licenses for the rest of the year. That's going to be a lawsuit. Oh boy, that'll be some fun.
Well, think of it the other way too, though. Think if you were wanting to get a divorce or had a logistic case for, I don't know, something, all that shit got put on the back burner.
There's actually a couple of celebrities that really wanted to get divorced, like back in like March and April, and they're pissed because they still can't get their divorce.
Well, something as simple as bankruptcy. I mean, contact a bankruptcy attorney, not even if you have to. And I mean, they're 3-4 months out, and they're not even running bankruptcy court right now.
Yeah, and here I want to ask you something. How can it be? The unions are now got so big, but they do nothing. They do shit in here when it comes to Corona and things like that. The problem is if a union would say, okay, we are not going to work anymore till this whole nonsense is stopped. It would be over tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it's gonna come down to personal choice on whether or not you're gonna stick with a union. At this juncture, depends on what you're doing, what your trade is. But a lot of like what's happened right now is it's like, okay, my the corona and everything else like that, they would want to, and I'm sure they have passed the buck to the medical systems, like, well, yeah, it's covered in your insurance or whatever. It's like, well, talk to them because it's not our problem. So it's going to be a passing of the buck. And the problem is some of the people relied way, way, way too heavily on the unions to take care of their every single need. Now, it's a union is a good tool to have if you're in the right one, but you got to understand that if push comes to shove, they might not care two craps about you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but as I said, people are already organized in these stupid unions, and if one big union would say, for example, the automobile industry or what I don't know all the unions. If one of them
Steel Workers Union, maybe.
Steel workers, for example, would say, we are putting our work down like a strike till this craziness is over. And I tell you, next week it would be over. Or don't you think so?
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
I would say the bullshit will dramatically change once the elections are over, and hopefully the right people win, and then maybe they'll say, "Oh, magically it's over. We found the cure. Right, everybody get back to work."
Well, I mean,
it's not going to be quite that magic, but my hope is at least by December everything is somewhat fucking normal.
And
because 0.5% is ridiculous. Shut everything down for
DJ, it's funny that you use the words cure. Because people seem really to be even more stupid than they already are. First off, a vaccine is not a cure. A vaccine makes you ill with the thing it should prevent you for. If you don't have the virus, then a vaccine makes you ill that you are immune against the virus or get your immune system start. If you already have the virus, a vaccine does not do shit. It's not a cure because this thing is not poison or something like that can be cured.
Right.
Exactly.
Just like the flu. And they can't even get that right. And that's the thing. They could, they're pushing the vaccine. You keep hearing, 2 weeks. And like I know, Cub, your country's different. Everybody's country's different. We get that. But yeah, that's not going to resolve anything when it comes to the bigger scheme of things. Now, for unions, if we still had the unions that we had 40 years ago and they all did that, it might affect something. But because we don't have that anymore, it's really down to the person. What I think is going to really happen, and it's going to start happening here in the next couple weeks, because we're not getting, we haven't got a secondary fucking Trump check. The shit that's going on with the $400 a week, but states can opt out thing. They're going to notice that in August, all of a sudden, people haven't been spending a lot of money because they don't have that money to spend. And then they're going to freak the fuck out. They're going to be like, "Whoa, wait,
exactly.
We're back in a debt ceiling because nobody's spending money, and we need people to spend money because that's how our economy works."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen with the shit they're pulling right now.
I can tell you something. The next month, September, I'm pretty sure it's going to go down in history as the month with the most bankruptcies worldwide.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, because people are going to be holding on to their money. You got to figure, people were getting $2,400 a month to not work. That shit ended about the last week of July. So they're already a couple of weeks in where they're not getting all that money. So sales are going to go down. And when they look at August, in September, when they look at August, go, oh, man, numbers are really down. By the time they, get to the end of September, nobody's going to be spending any money, because they're not going to have it. And that's the biggest issue. The banks aren't fucking helping out either.
No.
They had it where you could call in and be like, "Hey, I'm not back to work. I need COVID assistance." "Oh, we'll give you 2 months." And then you call again. "Okay, we'll give you 2 months." 4 months, I didn't have to make a car payment. This month I had to make a car payment. Okay. But COVID's not over. Why am I paying you? I'm not back to work, fuckers. "Oh, well, you've asked for too many extensions." Well, what am I supposed to do? So you're going to see a huge amount of, depending on which way they go with it, people losing shit. So if somebody comes to try and take your car, I start seeing people shooting motherfuckers like, "Fuck you, get off my property."
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if you have heard of that. Here in Germany, they extended the time to declare bankruptcy. It was normally it was 1 month or something like that, and now they extended it to 6 months. That means if a company is now bankrupt, they don't have to declare bankruptcy like normally they have to do by law. They extended that. So what is going on here?
Well, I mean, and like your country, and like Australia, they were actually taking care of the people, giving them X amount of money every month extra. We haven't gotten that. Jesse, you were working, you didn't get extra money. Brian, when you were out of work, you could have got the unemployment up until that certain point, but then it's like, no. And like I said, we've only got one Trump check. And then we heard, it's going to be huge. You're going to get a lot of money. And now it's right back to another $1,200. Well, at the end of the day, in 6 months, we've got $200 a month extra. And, hey, great, that helped out.
Yeah,
there's people that need more than that haven't gotten anything this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The problem here in Germany is we have companies that are already bankrupt, and the companies that work with these companies don't know that. Because of they extended the law, they extended the time span, they don't have to say that they are bankrupt in this moment. They have extended it for a few months till October, whatsoever. So that means these companies are producing for companies that are already bankrupt. Of course, they are not seeing any money, but they think they get money.
Mm-hmm.
So the bankruptcy in a month or two is going to be so even more. It's like a bad apple that is now infecting all the other apples.
Yeah.
If you understand.
Yeah, it's going to be a really bad house of cards if it's going to happen.
Exactly, Cub. Exactly.
That stock market crash in Germany is going to be ugly.
It's all on purpose.
Yep.
Yes, and that is, and I'm asking again, what is going on here? What is going on here? We figured that out in 5 minutes. You want to tell me we are the only guys who figured that out? That this is not a good idea?
Yeah, no wonder that guy in Germany happened to go kiss that train. He knew the economic hell that was going to happen in Germany. Jeez.
But that's the thing. There's so many people, too, that don't know how to live within their means. Like I said, they were getting all that extra money. Now they're not. Same thing with these banks. They're like, okay, well, we've given you X amount of time, 4 months. Now you got to start paying us. And then when you can't, if you're in a situation where you're not back to work, you're getting $150, $200, say, a week for your unemployment now, instead of getting that extra nice, 600 and some odd dollars on top of your normal. So you're getting 2,400 plus the extra. So you're getting 3,400 a month. And now you're back to, getting shit. It's kind of like, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to survive? So I understood Trump saying, hey, this is what I want to do. The problem is it's still not a permanent solution to this problem at all, because unfortunately, so many people are still not back to work.
Yeah, as I said, for me, this sounds like you could have an accident now, but you are extending it that you get a total crash, that you get a full crash, that irreparable crash. With open eyes, nobody is stopping the car.
Oh, no, because it's all about the fucking election. Just like before the coronavirus, it was all about impeachment. And then it was, coronavirus. And look at the Democrats going, there's no such thing. And then they changed their tune real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I did my part. I spent about $17,000 going to Florida and back. Then I lose 2 weeks of work after it because of a company policy saying I need to be quarantined because it's what the state recommends.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. You're getting fucked for absolutely no reason. It's like
for doing the right thing in America right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And by
artificial
my kid.
Bullshit.
And by my kid. Because he's been cooped up for 3.5 fucking months. We can't even go see a movie. You're not supposed to go fucking do anything. So,
which is rough.
Had fun. And you know what? Nothing fucking happened. You know why? Because nothing is happening. Everything's fine.
The worst part of all that, Jesse, is you're being punished for having left because that's what the governor and the asshole in the state you live in decided that's what the law is going to be.
And they found new cases of numbers being fudged here.
Yeah, I think all these laws are fraudulent.
Oh, big time, dude. I mean, there's going to be a.
That's why somebody tells me, "Well, it's a state." Fuck you,
dude. It's going to be a massive lawsuit when this shit settles.
I'm going to be a part of every one of them. If there's a class action lawsuit, you're goddamn right. My name is going to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll sign up for that because
I'll sign 20 of them.
The industry that I've spent my blood, sweat, and tears in for almost 20 years. I mean, it's not going to be the same ever again. Or if this whole thing goes away tomorrow, it's going to be a long time before it gets back to what it was. And I mean, a very long time. The industry alone. And so because
of the fear factor injected by the mainstream news media into something that's, my God, the statistics just say this should not be happening.
Yeah,
they should have ignored the damn media and just said "fuck you" and gone back to work.
And I've been doing
happened.
Yeah, and I've been doing jobs not in my normal skill set, but I can do. You know why? Because that stuff's got to get done, and I can do it, and the work's there, so I'm going to make the money while I can. But I can't. It's going to be a long time before I think. I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. I've just accepted it. It's like, I mean,
you shouldn't have to. That's so fucked.
No. China killed my career, and the Democrat Party helped them kill my career.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I cannot forgive that.
You speak for millions of people.
Why are people not talking day and night about Sweden, for example? It's one of many countries that never had a lockdown, never had masks and stupid things like that, or social distancing, and it's doing fine. Why is not everybody talking day and night about that?
Because it's the same thing with Taiwan. All they did was a 6-foot separation thing, and it's been business as usual there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what is it now? Is it a worldwide virus, or is it? What is it? I don't understand.
I'm with you, man. And unfortunately, with the media,
propaganda tool.
Go ahead, Jesse. Say it again.
Globalist. as in all over the world. It's a globalist propaganda tool.
The Agenda 2030.
They need to be dragged out of their fucking houses and burned at the fucking stake like you used to do in the witch trials.
Yeah, I'm all for
Now to accuse them all.
Here's what you need to do. We need to get High Point brand pistols, and I say that for a reason because they're heavy as a brick, like the rack on them. The rack that you got to rack back on those semi-auto are heavy as a brick, and you just pistol whip them, and that's why that's why I would go with High Point for that. Don't shoot them, just pistol whip them repeatedly in the nads.
All right, so Brian, you have a PO box for people to send you axe handles?
I do not have a PO box. I stopped paying for that, but I probably should get one again.
Yeah, I'd suggest having a PO box in this day and age. I know I have.
I think I'm going to shut one down and get a different one.
It's really interesting that people are now willingly wearing their star in the face. When it was back then, it was the star that people had to wear, that kind of, you know what I mean, here in Germany. But now they wear worldwide the star in their face, which says,
if you don't have your mask on in certain places, things are going to happen to you.
Yeah, yes. And this is exactly, for me, the same thing.
Once my blade is drawn, it must taste blood.
Mm-hmm.
God dang it, you dingbat, don't stab your fucking tongue, you dumbass.
It's a body mod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking because of the weight on that damn thing, it's easy to fuck up.
Well, I mean, this is nothing but a flat bar that I cut and I sharpened, and
all right.
Made some handle.
Hey, this is a Japanese thing. The Lone Wolf Cup likes that.
It's a cross between Japanese style and Chinese style.
Sure looks like it. I guess it's quite straight.
See, I'm the type of guy who just says, take an old lawnmower blade, right? Take it down to a turning grinder, and just make one side dull a little bit, and then wrap some hockey tape around that, then sharpen the rest of it.
You can kick someone's ass with a mop. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, you ever think about beating somebody's ass with a push broom? You get creative with that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
It'll be hard to block a push broom too.
No, exactly.
Because it's awkward.
Yeah, those things are effective. Yeah, you can also hook with it. It's pretty good at hooking.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Adam. By the way, if this stream jumps from one channel to another, then we should call it next time the Runaway Stream or something like that. So we can't get detected from the YouTube Gestapo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, this wasn't even planned. That's the funny part. Like, because with Jesse's stream, and then I was just picking fun at Carolyn because she didn't do a stream yesterday, and I was just joking, and then she did it. So I was like, all right, cool. And then once
I ended my stream. Why did I end the stream? Because I wanted to get a pizza.
Yep, food, bro. And then she had to end hers for that. So I was like, that's just funny, And once Frank hit me back and said, I'm going to do a stream, it'll be later. I'm like, okay, then I won't set one up. I'll just do it on my channel. And, hey, we're having fun. We're keeping the party going.
Adam, isn't that like here in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker Through Galaxy, here this drive, what it is called, this drive you don't know where you appear. this what is the name of it? Here, there was a spaceship that had this drive. It had a name, a special name, where you don't know where and how you appear when you use it.
Oh yeah. See, this is where we need Jez. He'd have his movie, or Brent.
Yes. They're never here when we need them. But these are the Brits. I warned you about that. There is a reason why you got rid of them. And 200 years ago.
Well, other than the fact they're sleeping, which you're just up because you had that nice birthday party. But yeah, those guys
Happy
are crashed
birthday,
out.
Gub.
No, it was not my birthday. No, it was the birthday of a son of my best friend. He turned 17, by the way.
Hell yeah. Yep, my next son turned 17, and they had a little party and all that good stuff. And that's where Cub got the information about the schools, and what they were doing. So, which, like I said, it's always interesting, especially, like in Perth, they've been in school. They pretty much closed their border from the rest of Australia, and they haven't had any issues. And now there's parts of Australia that are locking down because of the numbers going up and whatnot. But that's the thing that makes this so much fun, is being able to talk to people around the world, literally, and see what's going on in their area. And just on a normal day, pre this COVID bullshit, you just hang out and talk with your buddies around the world. And that's what's been the most fun about YouTubing and hanging out with everybody. I mean, Jesse and I aren't that far from each other, but DJ's way the fuck on one end. Brian's way the fuck on the other.
I'm wherever people need me to be. I might be closer to you than you think. Apparently, I'm within driving distance of Minnesota right now, so don't you know?
Yes, you are all far away. I'm, of course, in the center. I'm in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Well, Minnesota, you're only about 10 hours from me, DJ.
But yeah, more often than not, I am in California these days. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here in Germany, we are constantly spending our time coming up with the new names. We are going to give here all these stupid countries when we take over. What was your country called? Minnesota or something like that? I think I find something German easier.
Yeah, that's one of the states, Minnesota. Yep.
Yeah, they got a lot of lukefish.
Mm-hmm.
Swedish bass.
No, but I think we are going to put some of these states together. It's easier.
Oh, that's a good question. Why the hell are there so many goddamn spas in Europe and any place that wants to be Europe, like Minnesota, Wisconsin? My God, there's a lot of little saunas and shit. Explain yourself, wiener dog.
Hey man, I'm not from either of those places, so couldn't tell you.
Aren't you Wisconsin now? I forget where you're at.
No.
Oh, okay.
Idiot Anna.
Never mind.
No.
Oh, okay, Indiana. Okay.
No, Idiot Anna. Idiot Anna.
Oh no, I know it's Idiot Anna.
Yeah,
I know that one.
Always,
Yeah,
always.
There's a lot of idiots there.
I'm around them places, but yeah, I'm not in those places.
They love their saunas there too, I've heard.
Shit.
Yeah.
Out here, the churches and the bars and the fucking Starbucks.
And a good chunk of corn, though. I would think they got some corn.
That's the funny thing. Oh, there's more than corn in Indiana. Man, it's fucking nothing but corn. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Shit, yeah.
Hey, I tell you, if my next video doesn't get banned, then I'm really disappointed from YouTube. Because in the next one, I'm going against the church and here all these so-called
Hey guys,
in general.
I'm gonna bail because I just got a link for High Strangeness and we're running out of them shows, so I gotta go.
All right, man. Thanks, Jesse.
All right, cool, man.
Jesse.
Have fun.
Bye, Jesse.
Yep. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, always. Well, look. Well, what you missed out on, DJ, was Jesse did a stream earlier. Then we ended up on
saw part of it.
We ended up here. And then we ended up on Exiled. So we just kind of kept the party going.
Nice.
You know what?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's like kind of like the old days, having fun.
Yeah, which is always necessary.
Having fun.
These are way too serious, dumb times.
Mm-hmm.
We are not allowed to have fun here in Germany. Do you want to get me in trouble or what?
I think you're safe. Not very many people watch my channel. That's why we put it here. I didn't put it on one of the other hidden channels.
No, Adam, if we want to fun, we have to make here an what do you call it? Give the papers here to the Ministry of Fun and Entertainment, and then you get it back in 2 or 4 weeks, and maybe you get allowed some fun.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, I get in as much as I can when I have time.
Oh yeah, well
Like
that's why
today,
I miss it.
hanging out with the fun Wiener Dog Clan and everybody else.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's
good
why I hit you
stuff,
up.
man.
Because I know you're busy. And I was like, well, shit,
nah,
man.
it's cool, man. Well, yeah, because we live in interesting times.
Mhm.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah.
Trying to help people where I can, when I can.
Oh my God!
Shit.
I
Yes,
completely
hopefully,
forgot.
I can't believe them going more than another month with the Trump buck shit at least being resolved because of the election, and they're using it as a carrot stick thing. So I highly doubt before the election that doesn't go out. There's no
Right.
reason for it not to. They'd have to be crazy. They'll
I
get
know,
their
right?
asses kicked out on the curb if they don't do it. Because it's baked into expectation, and when you don't give people expectation, you've seen the shit that's happened on social media. So, yeah, they're gonna do something.
By the way, did you also have these demonstrations, Fried Brains for Future? Here, this Greta Thunberg demonstration, like we had here in Germany?
I don't think so.
No, not in the America. There were no demonstrations where here the school kids went on the street and demonstrated against a warm air.
Well, none of our kids are back in school or anything yet, so they're still all, at home for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them are still playing video games or
Yeah.
doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if they do get in public school, they're probably gonna make them do some sort of stupid little play.
Yeah,
or
basically,
skit.
the current schooling is malls. If malls didn't exist, and thank God they still do, I don't even want to think about what parents would have done this summer.
Oh, no shit.
I mean, shit. Okay. The weird part is the comeback of the malls this summer.
Mhm.
Thanks. Yeah. It's been a
Yeah,
very strange year on the things that were on the verge of not existing anymore. That now the drive-in is fine. The U.S. Postal Service is in hot demand. It's an interesting.
These demonstrations, they were called in original Fridays for Future. I called them Fried Brains for Future because I thought everybody knows what I mean. But so they were just here in Germany? Oh my God, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Not here.
Yes,
Not yet, though, Cub. I mean, you got, like I said, brother, we're still dealing with the fact some of the schools are saying we're going, some of them are still saying no. More and more seem to be saying, yeah, they're going to go back. And like I said, I think it's a money thing.
Yeah, but didn't you see that?
I think most schools are done for the rest of this year.
They took off here before this Corona crap. They took off from school the school kids and the teacher took off from school on Fridays. Didn't go to school on Friday. They made a demonstration in the city against global warming. Fridays for Future, they called it. And everybody was okay with that because it was like Black Lives Matter for a good thing.
Right.
Even it didn't make any sense. You didn't get that? This craziness, stupidity, what went on here?
Mm-mm.
Nope, we didn't get any of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter over in Europe is not the same as Black Lives Matter here. Here, some of them might be going to jail for Black Lives Matter that are at the head of the table. Black Lives Matter for various terrible things.
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought if you are in jail, just money matters.
It depends on whose money.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
If they could do any link back to China, it's game over.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because it'll get shut down and then they got to sell it before the end of the year.
Yeah, but here at least coronavirus did not just erase the flu completely. It also erased global terrorism and it also erased global warming.
Yeah, it's been the cure to a lot of problems. All of a sudden, it's not talked about anymore at all.
Oh yeah,
it's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the world doesn't do anything for 2 or 3 months. Oh wait a minute, we got clean air, no smog. Imagine that. So we don't need the stupid Green
but
New Deal and everything because everything's
what's up
shut
with
down.
this? No, what's up with these terrorists that now they can go out in public with masks without being recognized? Shouldn't they now be active more than ever?
Oh, you talking about black blocking?
No, I'm talking about global terrorism whatsoever. Now terrorists can go out in public with masks and do their shit if they want to.
Well, they I mean, I don't know if you were here earlier on one of the other streams, Club. I think you were, but now the new enterprise is, they've learned that making money is cool, and better for their life. So what they're doing now, the terrorists are selling faulty masks to people.
Yeah.
Cheap
Sure.
masks, and it's
No. I think they don't get fast enough to their passports because we know terrorists can't leave the house anymore since 9/11 without passport on. They are not allowed to do that.
Well, they're hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, these are just some things. As I said, I think I thought people are stupid, but no, they're even more stupid. Stupid, or what do you call it? What is more than stupid? Stupider?
I mean, it's like that Dumb and Dumber.
Yes, coronavirus clearly freezes the brain. Clearly.
Indeed. On that note, go get some ice cream. Talk to you guys later. I'll be in chat.
All right, DJ. Well, we'll be wrapping
Have a good
up
night, guys. Have a good weekend.
Frank's going to be going live on Exiled here shortly, I do believe.
Cool.
So this was just kind of the in between. Chef did make it.
Gotcha.
Hello, Chef. Thanks for jumping in, D.
All right, take care, guys.
Take
See
care,
ya.
brother.
later, DJ.
Yep. Bye. Oh my God. I think I'm going to hit that. And thanks for the invitation, Adam.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here, by the way.
I know, man. You should get some rest.
Yep, I should get some rest.
We'll catch you tomorrow at, I think it was 3 p.m. Eastern time on Cubs Corner tomorrow.
Yeah, Cubs Corner. Can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Take
see you
care.
there. Bye.
All right, Cub.
Well, hello, Chef.
Hey.
So did you get your food? What'd you get?
Oh my God, I got a carne asada burrito. I made a Filiberto's run. It's good shit. I still have I got the number 14, which is 2 of them. So I'm excited. I'm gonna eat it while we do Exiled Opinions.
Right. There's
probably head
nothing
over
wrong
there.
with that.
Whatever. Frank eats all the time on the stream. Whatever.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit. That's the fun thing about Frank, watching him drink and get drunk and spill shit all over the computer like always, and just kick back, laugh, have a good time, shoot the
We
shit.
should give him a splash guard.
Dude, no shit. That's a good idea.
Right? We got a Frank-proof Frank.
Yes. Yeah, we do. We do
If
have.
that makes any sense.
No, it makes complete sense. But then again, we're talking about Frank. So yeah.
True.
That is true. Well, people, we are going to wrap this bitch up, and this is where we are going next. We will be on Exiled because that is the usual Friday stream. He had to work over, so that is why he is not going yet, and that's why we are here. Chef's got food and a full belly, so she's happy. Or well, she will once she starts eating.
I will.
As but that's good. You got your food. I am surprised you didn't go for pizza with everybody doing the pizza run today.
It sounded good, but I was like, no, I'm gonna be
What'd you get?
different. I got a
Yeah.
carne asada burrito, bro.
Oh,
I got
carne
2 of
asada.
them. Yeah.
All right.
Go to
Oh, yeah.
Filiberto's. You order the number 14. It's 2 carne asada burritos, beans and rice. Oh,
She said, burrito bitches.
for real. Eat
There's
one
nothing
now.
wrong.
Have the other one for breakfast.
So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap this bad bitch up because, like I said, we've got Frank going live at some point here in the next few. Hit that in the chat. And come join us over on Exiled Opinion.